audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Are you able to see the board white screen
Yes,
in
sir.
front of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So maybe today there was some problem of Zoom. That is why I think you are facing the problem to join, no? So that
Okay,
is
sir.
why we are late. But we remember always you have to start to try to join the lecture before 5 minutes. Okay, if your lecture is at 10 o'clock now, you start to join the link from 9:55, so that these problems can get avoided. Okay, unnecessarily there will not be any wastage of time. Okay. So now, yesterday we have seen the syllabus of applied mechanics. There are 8 units, and now from today onwards we will start with the first unit. Okay. So unit number one. We'll start with the first unit, unit 1. So already you are having the copy of the syllabus. You know the name of the unit. Okay, in this unit, what we are going to learn? So we are going to learn the resultant, then SI unit of the force, what is the resultant of the force, free body diagram, and different laws of parallelogram, then law of triangle law of forces, polygon law of forces. These things we are going to learn over here. So this is your unit number 1, and its name is resultant of coplanar forces. Okay, so it is resultant of coplanar forces. Coplanar.
मीटिंग कुठली चालू झाली ना काही मुलं?
हा झाली की रिझल्टंट ऑफ कोप्लेनर फोर्सेस.
काही मुलं ह्याच्यात वेटिंग
नाही, वेटिंग रूम डिसेबलच केली सर. एक काय एनेबल वेटिंग रूम नाही. पण इथं मला सांगा, ह्या सिक्युरिटी मधनं जर एनेबल नाहीच वेटिंग रूम, वेटिंग
बाय डिफॉल्ट आहे. बाय डिफॉल्ट वेटिंग रूम एनेबल असते.
हा हा ठीक आहे, चालतं. ओके. Okay, so the unit number 1, resultant of coplanar forces. Okay, so now in this unit our syllabus is basic units, that is SI units, then body, rigid body, particle, scalar quantity, vector quantity. Okay, then law of transmissibility of force, then moment of a force, couple, moment of couple, resultant, parallelogram law of forces, then triangle law of forces, polygon law of forces, and Verignos theorem. All these things we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, so we will start with our basics. We will start with the definition of engineering mechanics and how it is getting divided, that we are going to see. So I will first write the definition, then we will discuss on it. One more thing, you should make a separate notebook for this subject, engineering mechanics. It is very important subject. Second thing, always you should be, whenever you are attending the lecture, you should be with that notebook as well as with the calculator. Okay, so we have to solve the number of problems also, and for taking down the notes, okay, you have to write down with me only. Okay, once I start writing, you have to write with me, so that your notes of that chapter also will get completed on time. Okay, and you will automatically get the notes. There is no need for the separate notes. Okay, because here whenever I am teaching you, I will use multiple books, and then the experience of all those years, so that your notes will be the best notes for this subject. Okay, instead of referring the books. So now, engineering mechanics. So I will write here engineering mechanics. Engineering mechanics. Now we will see the definition of this. Okay. So it is the branch of science. It is the branch of science. It is the branch of science which deals with deals with study of forces, study of forces and their effects and their effects on a body in a motion or at rest. Okay, so what the definition says, it is the branch of the science. Okay, first of all, first sentence says that it is the branch of the science which deals with, okay, in that what we are going to study, which deals with the study of forces and their effects on the body. Okay, now suppose one box is there, okay, and on that box if we apply the number of forces, okay, then what is the effect of those forces on that body, that we are going to learn in engineering mechanics. So that box may be at rest or it may be moving, it doesn't matter. Okay, suppose a box is there, on that box number of forces are acting, upward, downward, left, right, many forces are acting, and that block maybe block is at the rest or it is moving, it doesn't matter. We will study the effect of those forces on that body. Okay, so this is nothing but we are going to do this study in the engineering mechanics. So this is the definition of engineering mechanics. Okay, once again I will read. It is the branch of science which deals with study of forces. Okay, what we are going to study, study of forces and their effects on a body in a motion or at rest. So body is in motion, either the body is in motion or the body is in rest, it doesn't matter. We are going to study the effect of the forces on that body. So this is the engineering mechanics. So now engineering mechanics is further divided into sub branches that we will see over here right now. So engineering mechanics, so there is some classification of this engineering mechanics. So basically it is divided into two branches, statics and dynamics. Okay, so for your syllabus statics and dynamics is there. Also the sub branch of engineering mechanics is hydraulics. Also another sub branch is pneumatics. Okay, but the hydraulics and pneumatics are not there for your syllabus. So whatever there in our syllabus, that we are going to take. So engineering mechanics, sorry, I have engineering mechanics, it is further divided into two types. So that I will show over here. So it is further divided into two types. You also draw the diagram with me. This is the tree diagram which we are drawing. Okay. So it is further divided into, first is statics, and second part is dynamics. So in the first unit we are going to study statics. Statics means what? The study of the forces and their effects on the body when body is at a rest. Rest means it is not moving. Okay, simple definition is that we are going to study the forces and their effects on the body when body is stationary, it is at the rest, it is not moving anywhere. So that comes under the statics. And if you think about the dynamics, then it is also very easy. The study of the forces and effects and their effects which are acting on that body when body is in motion. When the body is in motion, then it comes under dynamics. If the body is stationary, it is not moving, then it comes under statics. So there are two main branches of this. Okay, who has raised the hand? If you are having any doubts, you can ask. Somebody has raised the hand. Huh. No doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So, come back to engineering mechanics, statics, and dynamics. Once again, I will tell you so that it will be fit in your mind. Engineering mechanics means what? We are going to study the forces and their effects. Okay, forces and their effects on the body. Okay, in a motion or at rest. In a motion or at rest. This means engineering mechanics. Okay, whole engineering mechanics. Then it is subdivided into mainly two parts. First is statics, second is dynamics. In statics, body is stationary, it is at rest, it is not moving, that is statics. And in dynamics, body is moving. Okay, there is a motion, any type of motion, it may be linear motion, it may be rotational motion, whatever it may be. Okay, but in dynamics, body is moving. So whenever we do the study of forces and their effects on a body, when it is stationary, then it is called as statics. And when we do the study of forces and their effects on the body, when the body is moving, then it comes under dynamics. So further, I hope you understand statics and dynamics. Now further, dynamics is divided into two parts. Okay. Further, statics has not any sub branch, but the dynamics is again divided into two parts. So those two parts are dynamics. Again, it is divided into two types: kinetics and kinematics. Those two types are kinetics and kinematics. So here, kinetics, second is kinematics. Okay, so kinetics and kinematics means what? In the kinetics, when the body is in motion, so kinetics is the branch of dynamics. Okay, first when you heard this word kinetics and kinematics, it should be clear into your mind that this is the branch of dynamics, and dynamics means the body is in motion. Okay, this should be clear to you first when you heard these two words, kinetics and kinematics. So kinetics, you can say that it is the branch of dynamics which deals with the action of forces and their effects on a body in a motion. Okay, considering the mass of the body and forces causing the motion. So in the kinetics, we consider the mass of the body. Okay, and the force which caused that motion, that also we consider in our analysis. That is called as kinetics. म्हणजे कायनेटिक्स म्हणजे काय बघा, एखादी बॉडी आहे ती मूव्ह व्हायला लागलेली आहे, बरोबर आहे, आणि त्या बॉडीवरती n नंबर ऑफ फोर्सेस n नंबर ऑफ फोर्सेस ऍक्ट होत असतील समजा, आणि आपल्याला ते अनालाइज करायचे की त्या फोर्सेसचा काय इफेक्ट व्हायला लागलाय त्या बॉडीवरती. तर ते अनालिसिस करताना आपण त्या बॉडीचं मास कन्सिडर करतो, म्हणजे त्या बॉडीचं मास किती आहे, किती केजी आहे हे आपण कन्सिडर करतो. आणि ती जी बॉडी मूव्ह व्हायला लागली आहे ना, आता मूव्ह होत आहे म्हणजे कुठला तरी फोर्स असणार का नाही त्याला मूव्ह करणारा, तर तो फोर्स सुद्धा आपण आपल्या कॅल्क्युलेशन मध्ये कन्सिडर करतो. ह्याला म्हणायचं कायनेटिक्स. त्याला काय म्हणायचं? कायनेटिक्स. इज इट क्लिअर?
येस सर.
ओके. अँड कायनॅमॅटिक्स म्हणजे काय? Kinematics means what? Again, it is the branch of dynamics which deals with the study of forces and their effects on a body in a motion, which does not consider mass of the body and force causes the motion. Okay, so without considering the mass of the body and force which cause the motion, that we are not going to consider in our analysis. So that part comes under kinematics. म्हणजेच काय, तर एखादी बॉडी आहे ती जर मोशन मध्ये असेल, त्याच्यावरती समजा n नंबर ऑफ फोर्सेस ऍक्ट होत असतील त्या बॉडीवरती, तर त्या बॉडीला आपण जर अनालिसिस करत असलो की या फोर्सचा काय इफेक्ट होतोय या सगळ्या पूर्ण बॉडीवरती या नंबर ऑफ फोर्सेसचा, ते अनालिसिस करताना ज्या वेळेला आपण त्या बॉडीचं मास कन्सिडर करत नाही, त्यानंतर ती बॉडी जी मोशन मध्ये आहे ती कोणत्या फोर्समुळे मोशन मध्ये आलेली आहे, तो फोर्स सुद्धा आपण अनालिसिस मध्ये घेत नाही, तर ते सगळं कशाच्या अंडर येतं? कायनेमॅटिक्सच्या अंडर येतं. ओके, दॅट कम्स अंडर द कायनेमॅटिक्स. So in the kinetics, we consider the mass of the body and the force which caused the motion, that we consider in kinetics. But in kinematics, we don't consider this. We haven't considered the mass of the body. Also, we don't consider the force causing the motion. Okay. So this is the brief introduction about the engineering mechanics. So we are going to study all these things in this subject. So in engineering mechanics, we are going to study the statics in section 1, dynamics in section 2. So I will write the definition of everything one by one. You also copy down the same. Okay, you also write down it. So is it over? Whatever I have written on the board, have you taken the notes of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. We will move further now. So we will move further. I hope you are understanding. Whenever there is a doubt, you can ask me. You raise your hand and you can ask me. So now, as we have discussed, now I will write the definition of statics. Now I will write the definition of statics. So statics, it is the branch. It is the branch. You tell me, it is the branch of. It is the branch
Engineering
mechanics.
Engineering mechanics.
Correct.
Engineering mechanics.
Right. It is the branch of engineering mechanics. Engineering mechanics, which deals with action of forces and their effects on body at काय असणार? Rest or motion?
Rest.
Okay, so so body is at rest, it is stationary. So this is the definition of statics. Easy definition. Don't try to by heart the definition. Try to remember the logic. Okay, when we are going to say the statics. When I call the word statics, immediately it should strike to your mind that the body is at rest. Okay, that way you should try to remember. Don't by heart the things. So now after the statics, we will move to dynamics. So again, I will write the definition. I hope now you are also copying me. So dynamics, it is the branch. Where is the cursor? It is the branch of engineering mechanics. It is the branch of engineering mechanics which deals with study of forces or action of forces. You can use any word. In engineering mechanics, in the definition, if we use study of forces, there also you can use the action of forces. Here also, either you can use action of forces or study of forces. One and the same thing, meaning will remain same. Okay. So deals with action of forces and their effects on body in motion. Okay? On body in motion. So very simple definitions are there. Once you understood the logic, then the definition will become very easy. So the further we will take the next definition, that is kinetics. Kinetics. So it is the branch of
Dynamics.
okay, right. It is the branch of dynamics which deals with action of forces or study of forces. One and the same thing. Action of forces and their effects on a body in motion by considering mass of body and forces causing the motion. Forces causing the motion. So we will read this definition once again. It is the branch of dynamics which deals with the action of forces and their effects on a body in motion by considering mass of the body and force causing the motion. So here we are going to consider the mass of the body and the forces which causes the motion. Those mass of the body and those forces we are going to take it in our analysis, okay, to find out the resultant effect of the forces. So we consider the mass of the body in that and also the force causing the motion. So that we will consider. Force causing the motion means I will give you one small example. You know the train. Okay. So to move the train, we connect the engine in front of all bogies. Engine is there. So what the exact purpose of connecting that engine and what is the use of that engine? So engine drives those bogies. So that is now once, first of all, if on a platform the train is in a stationary position, once the engine starts and then it will drive the train further. The train is driving further means along with the engine the bogies are moving. Now if you consider one of the bogie, free body diagram of one of the bogie, so that bogie is moving. So it is in dynamics, but it is moving due to some force, and that force is given by that engine. Okay, so that force we are going to consider in our analysis. If we consider that mass of that bogie, that particular bogie, and the force, that force which is driven by the engine by which that bogie is moving, so that force and that mass, if we consider in our analysis, then it comes under kinetics. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, मराठीत एकदा सांगतो. एखादा ट्रेन जर तुम्ही बघितली तर ट्रेन मध्ये इंजिनचं काम काय असतंय, तर इंजिन हे सगळ्या डब्यांना त्यांच्या बरोबर घेऊन जात. बरोबर आहे. मग इंजिन काय करणार, इंजिन पहिल्यांदा ट्रेन प्लॅटफॉर्मवर स्टेशनरी असणार आहे. तुम्ही बसला ट्रेन मध्ये की ट्रेन मुव्हिंग व्हायला चालू होणार. बरोबर आहे. देन दॅट ट्रेन मूव्ह होणार. So at that time, what will happen if you consider the free body diagram of one of the bogie? So when you consider the free body diagram of one of the bogie, मग त्याच्यावरती काय असणार आहे, तर त्या बोगीचं स्वतःचं काहीतरी वेट असतं. कशाचं? पुढच्या सेमिस्टरचं. So, bogie, right? Train. So if we consider the bogie, so त्या बोगीचं काहीतरी स्वतःचं वेट असणार आहे, मास असणार आहे त्याचं, आणि ती बोगी मूव्ह व्हायला लागली, इट इज इन मोशन. मग त्याला कोणतरी ओढायला लागलाय ना पुढं, फोर्स ऍक्ट व्हायला लागलाय त्याच्यावरती, मोशन. दॅट फोर्स इज कॉल्ड ॲज द फोर्स विच कॉज द मोशन. जर ते इंजिन रिमूव्ह केलं त्या बोगीपासून, तर ती बोगी पुढे जाईल का? नाही जाणार. पुढे जाऊन कुठे तर थांबत, कारण तो फोर्स काय झाला, निघून गेला. समजतंय? So when you consider the mass of the bogie and that force which caused the motion, then it comes under kinetics. Okay, B56. Oh, you have raised the hand. Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So this comes under kinetics. Now we will move to next definition, that is kinematics. So kinematics. So this is now very easy. Once you understand kinetics, then kinematics, it is easy. Okay. Here we don't consider that. That is the thing. It is the branch. It is the branch of dynamics. It is the branch of dynamics which deals with action of forces, which deals with action of forces and their effects on body in motion without considering mass of the body, and forces causing the motion. So kinematics means it is the branch of dynamics which deals with the action of forces or study of forces and their effects on the body in motion without considering the mass of the body and forces causing the motion. So here we don't consider the mass of the body and forces causing the motion. If we have exclude these two, then it comes under kinematics. So I hope now you understood these things: engineering mechanics, statics, dynamics, again kinetics and kinematics.
Yes,
Now
sir.
we will move to the further part, and the further thing is which you have already studied in the 12th. Now I am expecting you should give me the answer. The further definition, I will go for the scalar quantities. Scalar quantities or scalar quantity. Okay. So you tell me, what is the meaning of the scalar quantity?
Only direction.
Which have
Only direction.
magnitude but no direction.
Only magnitude. Only
Okay, only magnitude, no direction.
Only
म्हणजे
magnitude, no
नेमकं काय
direction.
म्हणायचं तुम्हाला एक्झॅक्टली मला सांग.
The quantity which have only magnitude.
The quantity which is having only magnitude, no direction, is called as scalar quantity. Correct. It is the physical quantity. Okay, physical means we can measure it. So it is the physical quantity which is only having magnitude and no direction is called as scalar quantity. So can you give me some examples of the scalar quantity? Mass, correct. Then
Volume.
volume, correct. Volume is also right. Then
speed.
Temperature.
temperature,
Distance.
distance. Okay, correct. So all of you, okay, good,
Velocity.
good. Velocity. No, velocity. Velocity is the vector quantity. For velocity, direction is required.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay. So now scalar quantity. Now you are quite aware of this scalar quantity and vector quantity. So I will write down the definition and some quantities I will write over there. You read it. You already know this. For scalar quantity, only the direction, magnitude is required, and for the vector quantity, magnitude as well as direction is required. So that definitions we will see over here, and then we will move to the further points. So scalar quantity. So I will write the definition. It is a physical quantity. It is physical quantity having only magnitude, but no direction. Having only magnitude but no direction is known as scalar quantity. Is known as scalar quantity. Some examples of the scalar quantity are some of the examples, that is mass, then distance, then area, volume, time. Okay, these are some of the examples, etc. So I'm not giving much more time to this scalar quantity. This concept is already clear to you. So we will move to the next definition, that is vector quantity. So vector quantity. In the vector quantity, I will write the definition. It is physical quantity. It is a physical quantity having both magnitude and direction is known as vector quantity. Is known as vector quantity. Okay. So some of the examples of the vector quantity is force,
Displacement.
displacement, velocity,
Acceleration.
Momentum.
acceleration,
Momentum.
correct, momentum,
Velocity.
good, acceleration, momentum. So I will
Torque.
write some of these. Torque, correct,
Displacement. Torque.
displacement, okay, I will write here, etc. Okay, you know the things. So these are some of the examples which I have written over there. Whatever you have told, it is totally correct. Torque is also there, displacement is also there. Okay, so these are some of the quantities which I have written in the example: force, velocity, acceleration, momentum, etc. Okay, so this is about the scalar quantities and vector quantities. So in the sometimes in the MCQ, they may give you one of the quantity, momentum. Okay, and they will ask you whether it is scalar or whether it is vector. So in that way also in the MCQ, the question may be asked if if the exam is online. Okay, so you should go thoroughly with all this. So now after this, the next bit I am going to take, that is force. What is the force? Can you tell me? What is the force? You have already learned the definition of the force in the physics.
Mass into acceleration.
Mass into acceleration, F is equal to ma. So that is the resultant force. Summation F is equal to ma. That is the actual equation is summation F is equal to ma. That is the formula. That keep aside that thing. What do you exactly understand by this word force? Keep the formulas aside. Let me
The quantity which causes motion.
the quantity which causes motion. Okay, half of the thing. Half of the answer is correct. So force can cause the motion. Correct. Next, any other thing?
Upon an object resulting from the object interaction.
Can you repeat it once again, please?
Push or pull upon the object resulting from the object interaction.
Okay, push or pull. Okay, that is the type of the force. It may be push or it may be pull. Correct. अजून काय माहिती फोर्स बद्दल? Force is a scalar or vector? Vector quantity. Okay, so for defining the force, you require magnitude as well as direction. अजून काय माहिती सांगा फोर्स बद्दल? आता मी तुम्हाला फोर्स बद्दल एक साधं सेंटेन्स सांगतो बघा. फोर्स म्हणजे काय नेमका एक्झॅक्ट? फोर्स म्हणजे अशी एक्सटर्नल एजन्सी आहे किंवा अशी एखादी गोष्ट आहे की जी गोष्ट एखादा जर ऑब्जेक्ट स्टेशनरी असेल तर त्याला मूव्ह करू शकते आणि एखादा जर ऑब्जेक्ट मुव्हिंग असेल तर त्याला स्टेशनरी करू शकते. दॅट इज नथिंग बट द फोर्स. मग नेचर ऑफ द फोर्स, इट मे बी पुश और इट मे बी पुल. Okay, and whatever may be the direction of the force, but the force can change or tends to change the state of rest. Okay, the state of rest म्हणजे stationary body, it can change or tends to change the state of rest or the uniform motion of the body. म्हणजे एखादी बॉडी जर स्टेशनरी आहे तर त्याची स्टेट तो फोर्स काय करू शकतो? चेंज करू शकतो, म्हणजे त्याला मोशन मध्ये आणू शकतो. आणि एखादी बॉडी जर मोशन मध्ये आहे तर त्याला थांबू शकतो. आपण काय करतो? तुम्ही बाईक चालवता. ओके, वेन यू गिव्ह द एक्सलेटर, तुम्ही एक्सलेटर देता म्हणजे काय करता? यू आर अप्लाइंग ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स. द इंजिन अप्लाइज द ड्रायव्हिंग फोर्स, ड्राईव्ह फोर्स इज देअर सो दॅट युअर बाईक मूव्स फर्दर. आणि कोणतं अचानक मध्ये आल्यावरती काय करता? ब्रेक लावता ना का उडवता?
ब्रेक.
ब्रेक लावता ना नक्की. तर घेऊन जायचं त्याला घरासोबत आपल्या फोन मध्ये आले की. ओके, ब्रेक लावतो आपण. ब्रेक म्हणजे काय करतो? सो ब्रेक म्हणजे काय की जी तुमची ऑलरेडी आलेली चालत आलेली मोशन आहे त्या मोशनला स्टॉप करणारा फोर्स. म्हणजे फोर्स तुम्ही दोन्ही अर्थाने घेऊ शकता की एखादी स्टेशनरी बॉडी आहे ती मूव्ह सुद्धा होऊ शकते, एखादी मुव्हिंग बॉडी स्टॉप सुद्धा होऊ शकते. ओके, so now I will write the definition of the force and then we will once again read the definition of the force. So I will write, you also write it with me. So force, it is defined as an external agency either push or pull, which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion of the body upon which it acts. Okay.
Sir, that external also changes direction, size, and shape.
I'm not able to hear you clearly. Can you come again?
So that external force also changes direction, shape, and size.
External
External force means force.
external force. Huh.
Force can also change that shape, size, and direction of the object.
Yes, it can change shape, size. It can also change the shape, size, but depend upon the body now. Now it won't come under the definition because it is not general. See, what comes under the definition, which is general. Now you are talking about the changing of shape and size. Now it depends upon the magnitude of the force and type of the body. If the rigid body is there, if दगड आहे समजा दगड, ओके, आणि तुम्ही दगडाला लाथ मारली, काय होईल? दगडाचा शेप चेंज होईल का तुमच्या पायाचा चेंज होईल? ओके, करेक्ट. सो दॅट इज द थिंग. सो इट इज नाव. मग हे कशाशी रिलेटेड झालं आता मग हे रिलेटेड झालं तुम्ही ज्या बॉडीवरती अप्लाय करताय त्या बॉडीच्या प्रॉपर्टीशी, आणि दुसरं तुम्ही ज्या मीडियमनी अप्लाय करताय, वॉट एव्हर मीडियम यू आर युझिंग टू अप्लाय, त्याच्या प्रॉपर्टीवरती आलं. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Now the same thing is there. Now if you want to apply force on the same, what we can say, stone, but this time you are not kicking it. What you are doing, you are trying to press it with the help of JCB. Okay, then what will happen? Then again it will depend upon the size and shape of the stone. If the stone is having a medium size or small size, it will get crushed by that. And if that stone is having the larger size, then that JCB also have to exert much more pressure on that. Okay, so it is correct that the force changes the shape and size of the body. Okay, but it is not, we can give the general statement like this, but this can be give the general statement. If a body is in motion, we can apply the force, it can come to the rest, and if the body is at rest, if we apply the force, it will be in a motion. Okay, so in the definition we can say that, and in addition to that, your sentences are right, that the force cause to change the shape and size of the body also. Now it depends whether the body is rigid body, whether the body is elastic body, or whether the body is plastic body. So in the case of elastic body, you know that within the elastic limit, if you apply the force and if you remove the force within that elastic limit, then that body will regain its shape and size again. Okay, due to the property of elasticity. So again it comes under the different properties. Okay, I hope now you understood this. So now force. So this is the definition. Force, it is defined as an external agency, either push or pull. Okay, it may be push or it may be pull, which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion of the body upon which it acts. So on which body, suppose a body is there, on that body it is acting, then it can tends to change the state of rest of the body. So it can move the stationary body or the uniform motion of the body. So if the body is already moving, then we can stop, it can stop that, it can bring it to stationary. So this is nothing but the force. Now the unit of force. Next is the unit of force. Unit of force. Okay, generally the SI unit of force is, so generally force can be measured, force can be measured in Newton or kilonewton. Newton or kilonewton. So generally the force can be measured in Newton or kilonewton. Okay, this already known to you. Now further, however, following are also the units in which force can be measured. Force can be measure. So first we will start with the Newton only. Newton. So we know that 1 kg. So side by side I am also giving you the conversion also. 1 kg is equal to how much? It is 9.81 Newton. Sometimes we take round it up to 10 Newton also. Then next is kilonewton. Next is the kilonewton. So 1 kilonewton is equal to 10 raised to 3 Newton. 1 kilonewton is 10 raised to 3 Newton. Next is the meganewton. Meganewton. So 1 meganewton means Mn. 1 meganewton is equal to 10 raised to 6 Newton. Mega stands for 6. Then next is the giganewton. Giganewton. So here 1 giganewton is equal to 10 raised to 9 Newton. 10 raised to 9 Newton. Okay. So these are some of the units of the force in which the force can be measured. So if it is given in kg also, then also you can convert it into the Newton. You know the relation. So for today now, we will stop over here. In the next lecture, we will cover the characteristics of the force and the further part. So in the next lecture, beyond time, so that 5-10 minutes over there, that time we can catch. So now I will take the attendance. So I hope now all of you now knowing your roll numbers. Yesterday also I have told you the roll number. Okay, so today is 18th December. So roll number 1,
Present.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5,
Present, sir.
6,
Present, sir.
7,
Present, sir.
8,
Present, sir.
9. Roll number 9. Roll number 20. Mute yourself. Roll number 9. 9 is absent. Roll number 10.
Present,
Attendance only. 11.
Present, sir.
12.
Present, sir.
13.
Present, sir.
14.
Present, sir.
15.
Present, sir.
16.
Present, sir.
17.
Present, sir.
18. Who is roll number 17?
Present, sir.
Okay, 18. 18 is absent. 19.
Present, sir.
20.
Present, sir.
Present.
21.
Present, sir.
22.
Present, sir.
23.
Present, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25.
Present, sir.
26.
Present, sir.
27.
Present, sir.
28.
Present, sir.
29.
Present, sir.
30.
Present, sir.
30. Who is 30?
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, it's
31. 31. 31. 32.
Present, sir.
33. 34.
Present, sir.
35.
Present, sir.
36. 37.
Present, sir.
38,
Present, sir.
39,
Present, sir.
40,
Present, sir.
40. Yesterday you were absent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, then you have to write your roll number in front of your name in that Zoom meeting. So B, whatever your roll number, B40 you should write before your name. Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Do it. So 41, 42,
Yes, sir.
43.
Present, sir.
Hmm. 43. Yesterday you were absent.
Yes, sir.
Don't remain absent for the lectures. 44,
Present, sir.
45,
Present, sir.
46,
Present, sir.
47.
Present, sir.
47. You were also absent yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So attend the lectures regularly. 48,
Okay.
49,
Present, sir.
50,
Present, sir.
51,
Present, sir.
52,
Present, sir.
53,
Present, sir.
54,
Present, sir.
55,
Present, sir.
56,
Present, sir.
57,
Present, sir.
58. 58. He is absent yesterday. He was absent on last lecture. Okay. 59,
Yes, sir.
59. तुम्ही पण काल absent होता वाटतं.
Yes, sir.
ओके. प्रेझेंट राहा इथून पुढचे लेक्चर. 60, 61, 62. Okay. So now your attendance is over. Ask your friends that to attend the lecture regularly. If somebody is there from your friend circle and he and she is not attending the lecture, then tell them to attend the lectures regularly. Okay. So Om Ingde raised a hand. Is there any doubt?
Sir, how to change name? मतलब roll number कसं लिहायचं?
How to?
Roll number कसं लिहायचं नावासमोर?
Click on your name now where your Zoom account is there now. Zoom profile. तुम्ही मोबाईल वरनं अटेंड केलंय ना?
हा.
मग तुमच्या नावावरती क्लिक केल्यावरती तुम्हाला तिथं ऑप्शन येतं ना सेटिंग्स मध्ये एडिट नेम, फोटो टाकता येतो.
हा.
ओके. आता दिसत नसलं तर मीटिंग एंड झाल्यावरती तुम्ही ज्या वेळेला बाहेर येताल तेव्हा झूम ओपन करा, तेव्हा बघा दिसतंय का ऑप्शन.
ओके, ओके. Thank you.
जसं
नाही
तुम्ही
सर, नाही सर. नाही होत तसं सर. पार्टिसिपेंट्स मधून स्वतःच्या नावावर क्लिक केल्यानंतर रिनेम म्हणून ऑप्शन येतो, तिथून केलं तरी चालेल.
तिथून केलं तरी होतंय. ओके. नाव यू क्लिक ऑन युअर ओन नेम फ्रॉम द पार्टिसिपंट्स अँड देन देर इज रिनेम ऑप्शन इज देअर. फ्रॉम दॅट you can do it. Okay. You don't need to leave the meeting. Okay. On this link only, your second lecture will be there.
सर ते सेटिंग मध्ये जर आपण डिस्प्ले नेम चेंज केलं तर ते परमनंट तसंच राहतं. डिस्प्ले नेम चेंज करायचं.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So you are very good in the technology. Very good. So सांगा त्यांना अजून काय काय लागतंय ते. Okay. So within few minutes, the sir will join the link for your next lecture. Okay, he is facing some problem with the network and the PC. So now within 5 minutes he will join, and you don't need to leave the link. Sir, on this link, once you log in at 10, then leave at after end of all your date schedule. Okay, there is no need to exit and then again enter. Okay, once you enter, so the teachers will come over here for their subjects and they will teach you. Okay, so now I will leave the meeting instead of you. Now I will stop this meeting, and once I stop the meeting, then I think you will also get out of this Zoom meeting, then again join with the same link. Okay, once the sir starts the meeting for the next subject. So now I am going to stop.